Good day everyone, welcome back to BST African Electronic Surgery on a Tuesday, and let's fix something. We do have this laptop. This is a laptop which is coming from our customer, and what the customer is saying the laptop is not turning on, is not doing anything. This is some kind of Toshiba satellite C55-B5240X. That's the model of this Toshiba. Yeah, the laptop looks very used, but that's not the issue. The issue, it has to work. It has to work. So obviously the customer didn't bring the charger, but I'll use the power supply. So we have to see how this laptop is behaving. 19 volts, 2.5 amps. We have like a 3 milliamps, 96, 11, some fluctuation of current. No charging light, no anything. Pressing the power, no changing of current, no charging light, is just dead. So let's get inside and see what can be the problem here. We are now inside our laptop. Okay, this looks like a nice motherboard. Those are some kind of fake designs. We just have a heatsink, no fan. ENE, that's the microcontroller. We have DDR3 RAM. So let's check some voltage. Charging port. Let's check what's going on here. Let me connect the power supply and try to check together. The power supply is connected. Here is the charging port. It's coming here to this far end. We have 19. After the fuse, we have 19.4. Here we have 0. We have 0. I'm checking on those ceramic capacitors. Here we have another power supply. 0. On the other side, 0. Here we have another power supply. 0. So the 19 volts power rail is missing. But it's checking on the charging port on the plus. We do have 19. But no 19 on the rest of the motherboard. So we have to unplug the charger. Diode mode. That's the next step. We have to know if we have a shorted power rail, or what do I know? What do I think is the problem here? Either we have the shorted main 19 volts power rail is shorted to ground, or you remember the story with the input MOSFET. The first MOSFET is not driving the power. So things like that we'll see. And we have a shorted power rail. This is a shorted motherboard. This is a shorted motherboard. Let's see, this looks like those input MOSFETs that are on this side. Checking ground to the current sensor. I think we have to go under microscope. I think the main 19 volts power rail is shorted. So let's check few things on microscope. Let's check few things on microscope. Let's check few things. This looks like the input section. So we need to see what's going on here. That's the input of the first MOSFET. Output is not shorted. And on the current sensor, I can't see short again. So why? Where did my short go? You can see that the input MOSFETs. We have the first one a bigger MOSFET, second small MOSFET, and the current sensor. And from this point, the voltage is going everywhere. So let's recheck again. The problem, I can't see that short again. And I don't know why. How this is happening. And the short is no more. Explain, what have I done here? Surely, if someone asks me to explain, I don't know what really transpired here. But what I'll do, I'll put the charge again and recheck this motherboard. These are some kind of tricky faults. Around the 3 amps. Around 3 amps. Don't tell me it's working. Check this LED light. You see this light? And we've done nothing. And it's taking 900 milliamps. What's the story? I know the story. So actually, when you press the power on button, is changing from 300 milliamps to 900. That means the board has already turned on. So this is a working motherboard. So actually we have a fault screen here. This screen is not good. That's what I think. Let's see. Let's see with a different screen. I think we have a problem with the screen. We are on the wrong direction. But the job came in as no power. I tested more than 2 times. More than 2 times the laptop was not turning on. Now it's a different story. Now it is a different story. I just want to test with a different screen, boss. I think the board is okay, but something is wrong on the screen side. This laptop. Nothing is right on this laptop, trust me. Nothing is right. Let me look for another screen. Just for the purpose of testing. Because I believe we have a screen problem here. And in that way, we have to speak with the customer. We have to talk with the customer. This is the worst laptop ever. All the hinges are broken. The laptop is not turning on. On. It's taking 600 milliamps. Nothing on the screen. Let's replace. Let's test with a different screen. Let's test with a different screen. All what I need to see is to see if we have a working motherboard or not. So what's the story? Now I see what the story. Now I see what the story. Indeed, you have a blown up chip. Exactly on the other side of the screen connector, we have a blown up chip. You know, sometimes visual inspection is very important. Check this chip. This is some kind of blown up chip. RTD2132N. Huh? So, how we gonna fix this? How do we fix this chip? RTD2132N. Yeah, this is a challenge. What kind of chip is this? This looks like an audio power amplifier. RTD2132N. Data sheet. Rutech integrated IC. What this chip is doing? Anyway, that's not the issue. The issue I have to find out this chip. Otherwise, we can't bring this board to life. So let me look for the chip and we'll try to replace the chip. That's the blown up chip and it's the RTD2132N. So on the other side of this chip, exactly we have the screen connector. You can see this screen connector is on the other side. So I believe this chip has something to do with the signals going to the screen. That's why when I power on the laptop, the screen is going on dim, no picture, no anything. So let's replace this chip. Let's replace this chip. Let's see if we can replace this chip nicely. The chip is out and we have some blown up tracks. This is going to be a complicated job. Some tracks, they are blown up, so we have to make sure what we are doing here. We have 3 tracks missing here. That's bad. Let's try to replace the chip. Let's try to replace the chip. The chip is now in place. So, do you think we now have a working laptop? Let's see. Let's see if we have a working laptop. What do we need here? Everything is in pieces. Yeah, that's what we are fixing here. So, yeah, I know it's boring. If someone is bringing such kind of thing for repair, it's so frustrating. I always ask myself, when am I going to fix better devices in Zimbabwe? So I plug in the screen, plug in the switch, and all what is left is to test. Just to see the behavior of the motherboard. This is the worst case when you fix something like this. Too much work to do, but at the same time you can't charge more to the customer because this is some kind of very old laptop. If you charge more, the customer won't pay. We still have the light. Let's try to power on the motherboard. On. It's taking 300 milliamps. And it's not working. Still not working. The CPU is getting mad what? I don't think we still have a laptop here. I don't think we still have a motherboard. I can't even hold the heatsink. It's getting very hot. Probably the processor's gone. Let me just check some voltage to see what kind of voltage do we have on different power supplies. Zero 0.8, 0.7, 1 volt, 1.37. This is the RAM power supply. 3.17, 3.17 here, 3.37, 19 volts, 5 volts. So do you have all the voltages? But the processor is getting very hot. So yeah, I think we can't fix this one, because if the processor is getting very hot and that chip was blown up, probably something went wrong on the GPU, because this is some kind of all-in-one processor with the processor soldered on the motherboard, and we have processor, we have the Intel graphics all together. So it's very possible. It's very possible for the GPU to die. It's very possible. Let's check out the heatsink. We have to check few things together. We have to check few things together. That's the microcontroller ENE, and next to the microcontroller we have the processor. This is the processor. What else do we have? We have that chip which we replaced, which is here. So what I would do, I'll plug in the charger. I'll power on the motherboard. The motherboard is now on. Let's spray on top of the processor. Check out how the liquid is drying. You can't hold even this processor with the heatsink. So that's the end of the story. Let's unplug the charger. Let's plug back the charger. Let's power on the laptop. Motherboard is now on. Check out the liquid is drying on top of the processor. Just pay attention to the liquid on top of the processor. It's drying quickly, and this processor is getting very, very hot. So that's the end of the story with this motherboard. The reason why we don't have display, because when that chip blown up, bad things happen on the GPU inside the processor. So I'll stop this video now. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for future updates. Yeah, not all jobs are meant to be fixed. Bye.